Something massive is happening on YouTube. And as a YouTube channel producer, I have been tracking this pattern across hundreds of channels for over 8 years. And what I'm about to share with you today isn't just another strategy or hack. It is a psychological trigger so powerful and works so well that it's transformed nearly every channel I produce. I've tested this with hundreds of channels. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing the exact science behind why this is proven to work and include real examples from channels that went viral using this strategy. And make sure you stay until the end because I'm also going to show you exactly how to use this strategy to carefully choose video topics that will grow your YouTube channel. Well, hello, beautiful. For those of you that are new here, I am Erika Vieira, YouTube channel producer, coach, and biggest cheerleader for women creators. I've had the pleasure of personally helping and coaching over 1,500 entrepreneurs and creatives over the last 8 years grow YouTube channels that generate life-changing income. My mission? Helping smart, passionate women like you leverage YouTube for more income, impact, and influence. So before we dive in, if you're enjoying this type of content, make sure you like the video and subscribe. It really helps. I come out twice a week with videos specifically geared to growing on YouTube based off of my own experiences producing YouTube channels. You're doing all the things, creating amazing content, staying consistent, trying to crack the algorithm, but something still missing. Your views aren't reflecting all of that hard work. But what if I told you that there is a psychological trigger so powerful that when you use it in your content, viewers can't help but click? And you know what? I've been testing this for years and it works in every single niche. Whether you're in fashion, finance, or fitness, this strategy is like striking gold. Have you ever noticed that negative leaning videos tend to perform incredibly well? Videos about what not to do, things to avoid, mistakes to watch out for. For example, 5 skincare mistakes aging you faster. Stop doing these exercises immediately. Worst fashion mistakes that make you look cheap. This isn't just a random trend. There is fascinating science behind why these videos absolutely crush it on views. Humans are naturally wired to avoid pain, both physically and emotionally. This instinct is rooted in our brain's dopamine system, which is responsible for guiding us toward pleasure and away from discomfort. I'm gonna get a little sciencey here, but hold on to me here because there's a point to all this. When we encounter something painful, dopamine levels drop, signaling to our brain to avoid similar situations in the future. Neuroscientists at MIT explain that dopamine plays a key role in the brain's pleasure-seeking and pain avoidance systems, helping us learn and make choices that keep us safe. This avoidance extends beyond just physical pain. Psychologists have found that emotional pain, like rejection or failure, triggers the same brain regions as physical pain. As researchers from the University of Washington point out, humans are highly motivated to avoid psychological pain, which explains why we sometimes avoid very difficult situations. Studies also show that people are twice as likely to avoid a loss as they are to pursue an equal gain, a behavior known as loss aversions. Psychologists have found that losing $100 feels about twice as bad as gaining $100 feels good, showing really how powerful our drive to avoid pain really is. And this drive to avoid pain affects our decisions every single day. Research published found that about 20% of people actively avoid tasks that could lead to discomfort or failure, like difficult conversations or exercise or starting and growing a YouTube channel. Overall, pain avoidance is a survival mechanism, helping us adapt and avoid harm. Now, this fascinating science about pain avoidance actually connects perfectly with Charlie Munger's inversion process. Stay with me here. You might know him as Warren Buffett's right-hand man and vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway. Remember how I just showed you that our brains are twice as motivated to avoid pain as they are to seek pleasure? Well, Munger has been using this psychology as an entrepreneur in business for years. He calls it the inversion process.
One of my favorite tricks is the inversion process. If somebody hired me to fix India, I would immediately say, what could I do if I really wanted to hurt India? And I'd figure out all the things that could most easily hurt India, and then I'd figure out how to avoid them. Now, you'd say it's the same thing, it's just in reverse. it works better to frequently to invert the problem. Just constantly avert. You don't think about what you want, you think what you want to avoid. Or when you're thinking what you want to avoid, you also think about what you want. And you just go back and forth all the time.
Instead of only focusing on how to succeed, we should think about what could cause us to fail and then work to avoid those specific pitfalls. And this idea, it's absolutely perfect for creating YouTube content that people can't help but click on. He says it is remarkable how much long-term advantage people like us have gotten to trying to be consistently not stupid instead of trying to be very intelligent. This principle aligns perfectly with what we just learned about how people are naturally wired to avoid pain or discomfort. This means that videos that address common fears, mistakes, or things to avoid aren't just randomly doing well, they're tapping into a deep psychological need. And that, ladies, is why they're doing and performing so well. I don't find a lot of people talking about this as it relates to content creation, but it absolutely does. And it is very much at the root of why certain types of videos go crazy viral. So I want you to do a little exercise with me. Take a look at some of your favorite channels. Now go to their top performing videos. You'll notice something. Many of them have videos pertaining to an avoidance of pain, both physically and psychologically. And when you create a video titled Top 5 Mistakes Killing Your Fitness Goals or The Worst Skincare Habits for Aging, you're actually using both Munger's principle and this pain avoidance psychology. So Munger has famously said, invert, always invert. Turn a situation or problem upside down and look at it backwards. By identifying the worst possible outcomes and using that to develop your video topics, you're creating content that resonates deeply with your viewers' natural desire to avoid pain. As you can see with all of this, YouTube just isn't about making videos. It's about understanding and working with human psychology to create content that really connects. So, leaning into these types of videos isn't just a YouTube hack that I've used here and there. It is a solid strategy that works because it is so deeply rooted into human psychology. And don't forget, as I have said so many times before here on this channel, and for those of you that are my clients and my students, you know this, I say this all the time, you're not just appealing to an algorithm. You're actually appealing to human emotion. YouTube is a study of human behavior, and the more you understand the motivations behind what gets people to click, the more you will see success on your channel. And that is why I am here creating this video for you. I don't want you wasting your time creating content that isn't growing. I want you to see success. I want you to create videos that do well and connect with your true fan and go viral. So let me break this down into simple, actionable steps that you can use on your channel right now. So here's exactly how to apply this to your YouTube channel. First, you're going to identify your top 10 mistakes that your viewers that are making. Next, you're going to list the top 10 misconceptions people have about your niche or the topic that you cover on your YouTube channel. And third, create content addressing those mistakes and misconceptions. So let me give you a couple examples. If you're in petite fashion, you might create videos that look like 5 petite fashion mistakes making you look shorter, or the worst styling mistakes petite women make, or why jeans are not your best friend as a petite woman under 5'4". Now, a quick but very important, you don't want every video on your channel to be negative, okay? Your channel needs some dimension and variety, but this is an incredibly powerful tool to have in your content strategy toolkit. I always say understanding and truly understanding who your audience is one of the major foundations of seeing success on YouTube. So knowing the psychology of your viewer and bringing it back to the negative and the avoidance of pain and the avoidance of that negative is what we're doing is we're tapping into what we know our audience wants and doesn't want. And when you better understand what they want and what they don't want, the better you can think about what video topics that you have on your channel. All right, I hope this was helpful. So let me know in the comments, have you ever tried this yourself? Have you seen that these negative leaning videos tend to do well, but now you actually know and understand why? So let's have a chat about it. I know that there's some of you, I've worked with many people who don't want to have these videos at all on their channel. And I understand you don't want to come off as negative, but the reality is that they perform really well. So you can choose not to do it. You don't have to do it. But if you do, you can see a lot of success with it. I don't see this talked about very often, yet every single successful YouTuber pretty much employs this strategy. So what's next? Well, if you're ready to dive deeper into psychology-based strategies that are working right now on YouTube, I'm actually hosting a free live masterclass where I'm going to be sharing my #1 strategy for channel growth in 2025, plus several other psychological triggers that drive massive views. And I will put the link to register in the description. For those of you that are wanting to have my eyes and ears on your content, consider my YouTube bootcamp where I work one-on-one with entrepreneurs and creators in a group setting. I've been doing it for 8 years, and the link for the waitlist is below. And remember, keep shining, keep creating, and most importantly, keep being you. Up next, watch this video on even more proven and tested YouTube growth strategies. Mwah.